Hello, I'm welcoming you in SmartBear Talks, where we're discussing exciting and trending topics with software testing experts. And today we're going to talk about bug hunting in DevOps, what it is, when it is better to start it, and what you can achieve. And for this, we have invited a special guest, Szilard Szell, DevOps test automation expert and a well-known testing coach. Hi, Szilard, how are you?
Hello, Tanya. I'm well, thank you very much. Hello, everyone, dear testing fellows around the world.
First of all, I want to say big thanks for your willingness to share your expertise with the SmartBear community and DevOps and bug hunting in DevOps. Let's start with the definition. How would you define what bug hunting is, and why is it important nowadays?
Okay, so bug hunting is actually, I would say it's more a technique, it's more a team building technique, it's more a way of having some fun in the testing team. But what is actually bug hunting? Bug hunting is when you do exploratory testing on team level, you bring people together, you do a little competition with the goal of breaking your system, with the goal of learning about the behavior of your system, with the goal to break your system. This is a good way, and I learned this from Klaus Olsen in 2013 in a conference in Helsinki. His first slide was, my goal is that you do bug hunting from tomorrow. And I loved that. I went back to my team and I started to learn about bug hunting. And I started to apply it with the team. And it was fun.
I'll remove it. Sorry. So, what preparation should companies or testers do in order to go bug hunting?
Okay, so as said, bug hunting is a little bit of a team event. So, of course, you need to have your teams together. Either one location, or if you have multiple locations, you can even use WebEx or any kind of connection to have that. You need to have small teams like 3-4 people, and they are actually competing to each other. You need to have a test equipment for all of them, like your system, your software, your application, whatever is in your scope, that they are playing around. As said, this is exploratory testing. It's actually a little bit of session-based testing or free ride testing with an idea of what you want to learn, what you want to achieve, what are the features you are looking for, or what are the aspects of the product you are looking for. And then you prepare this with setting up the teams, you are setting the scope. It's also good to describe what are the known faults now, because we want people to find new faults. That's why it is bug hunting. You try to find new faults. So you make a list of all the known faults up front that no one is cheating. Okay? So then you start actually the hunting. So you have a scope, you have an environment, you have a team. You can have multiple sessions. For example, if you have 3 teams with 3 equipment, then you have 3 sessions. And then after each, you have a round robin. So everybody is working on every one of the different environments, because it can be different environment as well. And it is happening like you have roughly 45 minutes or 1 hour sessions. So you let the team hunting for bugs, hunting for any strange things. Now, as soon as anyone finds an issue, it's important that they are loudly stating to the others what they found. Now, if you use WebEx, then you can put it in the chat describing very shortly what I found, some screenshot, capture, log, whatever about how do you know it's a bug. And yeah, roughly that. In some of the funny cases, actually, we use these bicycle horns. Whenever there was a bug, people started to horn like very loudly. Everybody came there that what this noise is. We said, oh, we are just doing bug hunting.
Okay. So yeah, it's nice.
Fun. It's not serious at all.
Really? But as a result, you are getting like tons of issues, tons of bugs.
A lot. A lot. Actually, on one of the early sessions when we did it, I think, with 8 teams in 2 locations for 2 times 1 hour, and we come up with 96 bugs. 96, almost 100 bugs. Now, roughly half of them were real issues. Some of them turned out that, this is how it should work, or some configuration was missing, something else. So it's not always a bug. We rather find issues, not faults, right? But this is how it's gone. So then you are finding these, you inform the others about the faults. There is also one guy who should walk around and then checking that is it really a fault, is it something. So he is kind of a coach going around and checking that this is not a duplication. Okay. And at the end, actually, you count what the team found. You are happy, you celebrate each other, and you then call for the winner. Typically, we have now 2 prizes. You need to have a prize.
Definitely.
In Hungary, it was always some beer or chocolate. It works well. It's just, a small fun. But you can have something else, but it needs to be some small prize. Now, typically what we call for is the team which found the most, so the amount, and the team who found the weirdest, the strangest bug. So typically we have these 2 prizes.
Okay, like different nominations.
Exactly. And now actually what happens at the end is that you have these now issues, and after the bug hunting event, you go through them again, and then you create bug reports for them.
Yeah.
So they are not just going, away. You have to report them. We had difficulties on some of the programs that management was asking what happened on that day, why we have a big peak of incoming fault. We said we are doing bug hunting, and they said very nicely, okay, stop doing it.
Oh, nice.
But actually it was very nice, and people liked it a lot. They appreciated the learning, they appreciated the team spirit. They liked actually what's happening, and they learned a lot about the system itself.
Okay, it sounds very fun and very productive at the same time. At the same time, I mean, so many bugs, so many issues will appear in the issue tracking system. So what's next? What's the next step? How to fit bug hunting into the existing DevOps process? What should users do next?
Right. We said that this is bug hunting in DevOps, right? So actually, I would say bug hunting fits anywhere. Bug hunting fits very nicely into the Agile development. So you should do it in every iteration. Maybe it's a Friday afternoon after you demo, or before that, before you do the demonstration. It might be part of your sprint review, the retrospective part. Like, what still do we learn about? What happened with the system, how the system behaves. If you have, for example, a scaled Agile framework, there is the inspect and adapt iteration. This bug hunting on large scale could be part of that for the whole organization to learn. And now we did also extended it to the DevOps part. When you do this together with your customers, with your end users, actually deploying your software in production and doing the bug hunting there. So bug hunting can happen anywhere. It can happen within the iteration in an early stage, just to measure and give feedback to your development team, to the cross-functional team, to show them how it works. But bug hunting can be to the product management as well, even with them together, to show them how the system behaves from the end user point of view. So I really feel this is about the DevOps values of collaboration, working together with your customers, continuously giving feedback about the product and about your knowledge. So bug hunting just fits very nicely into these values as well.
So does it make sense to use bug hunting for beta testers? Because I know that some companies, they invite beta testers, which are kind of not employees of the company, right? They may be even users, and to set up some bug hunting in this process.
I think they are anyway doing that on their own, right? They are the best killing our systems. They have magic hands for that. But actually, it's a good idea to bring them in. You can actually then call it a hackathon or any other, terminology. Bring them together, because bug hunting is really, on the other hand, not only finding faults, but it's building your team, as I said. So it's a good team building event. It's bringing people together. It's sharing knowledge between each other. Why do you do that? Why do you are not checking that thing? So it's all coming together. And doing that with beta testers, you learn a lot with the end user viewpoint, which is, I think, extremely important. The user glasses, the user viewpoint is important.
Okay, nice. Yeah, that's a good point. That bug hunting can be used as a team building component that can improve the current situation, the current collaboration within the team. Nice.
Absolutely.
I have never thought about this, like about bug hunting like this.
Actually, it's very noisy event and typically very fun. People appreciate a lot because you just remove a little bit that continuous sprint that you have, right? You can't sprint all the time, as Lloyd Rodden said. When you have iterative development, you are like running all the time. And bug hunting is giving you a little bit of a slack, giving you a little bit of a pause in that continuous rushing and running. So it's just freeing up a lot of energy. And that's why I'm saying do it on Friday, learn from it, and then go home with a big smile.
Okay, great. Thanks a lot for this information, and thanks a lot for your time for this interview. I'm sure that
Absolutely.
our community members will go bug hunting right after watching the video.
I hope so. And you can find actually a lot of material on the net related to this one. So it's not hard to do. I really wish that you go on bug hunting from next week after watching this video.
Yeah, and so community, yeah, go bug hunting, post your comments. We will be happy to continue the conversation online.
Absolutely. Thank you very much, Tanya.
Thank you. Bye.